McCarthyism is a term we use for the period where Senator McCarthy, so imagine like a minister in our government. So not Scott Morrison, he's not the Scott Morrison of America, right? Or he's not the Donald Trump. He's not president. He's a senator, but he's responsible, right, for basically ensuring that communism does not come into America. So that's like his job in the parliament, right? Does that make sense so far? Senator McCarthy is there in charge of that. When he's in power, he becomes a controversial figure because what he starts doing is he starts running all of these investigations and trials and hearings and starts accusing all of these people in government of being communists. He says, you're all undercover communists. So do you see he creates this frenzy, this hysteria, because he starts, you know, this is in the public as well. This is all in the news. This is in the paper. He starts pointing fingers at people, calling them communists, even though he doesn't have any evidence for it. So do you see he is kind of the sole figure for doing that? So the term McCarthyism actually refers to the practice of accusing people of being a communist or having communist affiliations without any evidence to support it. So when people say McCarthyism these days, they're talking about people making unfounded or unsubstantiated claims against someone else. That's what the general term is used for. So you're accusing someone without evidence. And McCarthy was that guy because he ran all of these public trials and the courts, right? Just like the court functions in the Crucible, McCarthy's version of a court was called HUAC, right? HUAC. The House Un-American Activities Committee. Okay, you really need to know that acronym at the bottom of that list. So they conducted a series of investigations, you see? Just like the court was doing the investigations in the play. Do you see the parallel? So HUAC, H-U-A-C, is an acronym that you have to use in your essay. You can do the expanded form, but HUAC would be good enough. And McCarthyism was this idea of constantly accusing people of being communist, even though you didn't have evidence. So you can see that in the tables. The end of the Second World War, right? Dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So the Second World War ended in devastation. And now the Cold War has begun where, remember how I said America is afraid of communism spreading? That's not the only thing that's happening. In America, they're competing against the Soviet Union for nuclear strength. So they're both creating these nuclear weapons. So everyone's super scared. Okay, you also need to know that fact.